Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros el día de hoy en nuestro evento de Canada Education, Colleges y Universidades. Al nombre de Class Education les quiero desear la más cordial bienvenida, que es nuestra sexta edición. Tenemos 30 universidades y colleges canadienses que nos acompañan y por supuesto al gran equipo de Class Education que están aquí para apoyarles, aconsejarlos y seguirlos en este proceso de ir a estudiar en Canadá con nosotros. ¿Listos? ¡Vamos! Muy bien, bienvenidos.
Quiero ir a estudiar un posgrado a Canadá el año que viene, entonces vengo a ver la oferta de las universidades, ver pues qué posgrado es el que tomaría y pues la inversión que tengo que hacer.
Venimos a este congreso para ver los diferentes colleges o las oportunidades para estudiar y trabajar en Canadá, ya que es un objetivo que tenemos de vida y venimos a ver las oportunidades.
Yo estoy aquí porque sí me interesaría ir a estudiar a Canadá.
Canadá es un lugar hermoso donde la gente es súper amigable.
Su nivel de vida es de los más altos en el mundo.
Y que pues ofrece muchas oportunidades con una calidad educativa excelente.
Además de que es una experiencia internacional, estás viviendo con personas de todos lados del mundo.
Conocer distintas culturas, distintas formas de pensar.
Siempre tener un poco más te va a ser diferente. Me llamó la atención de aquí del Congreso el hecho de que da muchas oportunidades.
Muy padre la asesoría también legal para pues, la parte de inmigración, ¿no? De Canadá está muy bien y pues muchas conferencias que te ayudan bastante.
Entre tantas escuelas hay mucha información, hay de dónde decidirse, qué estudiar. Mi diploma lo obtuve porque me inscribí a Humber para aplicar.
De hecho, actualmente estoy estudiando medicina y me gustaría hacer algún posgrado.
Ahí en Canadá estoy pensando estudiar ingeniería mecánica. Me pienso quedar al menos 2 años para ampliar mis conocimientos, mis habilidades.
Soy licenciada en Comercio Internacional y pues me gustaría hacer algún tipo de posgrado o alguna certificación en Canadá.
Class Education es una excelente empresa que realmente cumplen lo que te están vendiendo. Yo sí lo recomendaría definitivamente.
Que es una empresa con mucha experiencia.
Tienen mucho interés por pues, abrir las puertas, ¿no? A la gente de afuera de Canadá para entrar a Canadá.
Pues que aprovechen las oportunidades que este tipo de ferias ofrecen.
Que se avienten a conocerte este tipo de exposiciones que hay para enriquecerte como persona, como estudiante y pues lo recomiendo muchísimo.
My name is Ranford Plummer and I'm from Jamaica.
My name is Rashan Jodh and I'm from India.
So my name is Harmandeep Kaur and I'm from Punjab, India.
My name is Rubai Padam and I am from a city called City Beautiful. It is from the north of India, which is as beautiful as Edmonton.
My name is Sharon and I'm from Kenya. It's a country in East Africa.
My name is Aldrich Luis Biantinor. I'm from the Philippines.
I chose NorQuest College because it was very friendly to me. From the International Student Office was amazing. They answered all my questions. They satisfied all my concerns. They look out for our best interests. They give us all the supports we need. The technology here is amazing. And I think that NorQuest gives you that holistic learning experience.
You can gain real-world experience and the teachers are so supportive. You can feel comfortable here. There are like 77 languages spoken on campus.
At first I thought it would be so intimidating. Students are like from all over, from different ages. The diversity in the school, it's so interesting.
Life in Canada is really, really amazing, especially for women. This is a beautiful city to be in.
Here in Edmonton, we're so hospitable to me, very caring.
I would describe Edmonton as a very beautiful place.
People here are really, really respectful. They respect you for what you are.
The advice I would give to prospective students is don't be afraid.
don't doubt yourself. Don't limit your expectations. There are many places that you can go. There's a lot that you can achieve here at NorQuest College.
There are great opportunities in Canada, especially for international students.
When you come down here, you'll actually learn a lot about yourself. If you're making a personal investment, you have so much support, you learn to grow.
The thing that I really like about my program is that I could be an advocate for this. It really brings me joy that in the long run, as of today, I could use the knowledge that I gained in my program, help the people around me.
Once you come here, only then you realize how much good it can be to your life and how much it can add to your experience.
Most people think that coming to a different country, coming to a different college is hard, but just take the first step.
México, bienvenidos a nuestro webinario número 34, si no me equivoco. Mi nombre es Bruno Perón, soy el presidente y fundador de Class Education, una agencia canadiense establecida en México desde ya más de 26 años y existimos para apoyar a los alumnos de México y otras partes del mundo que desean estudiar aquí en Canadá. Les doy esta transmisión, para mí es desde Canadá. Tenemos oficina aquí en Canadá y también en México. De hecho, tenemos todo un equipo en línea en este momento listo para contestar a sus preguntas. Desde México, desde Zoom y desde Facebook Live también, porque estamos grabando este webinario y todos quienes se registró por Zoom a este webinario recibirán mañana la grabación del mismo webinario. También en Facebook tenemos equipo que va contestando, así que cualquier duda los pueden hacer allá por la plataforma. También les invito a compartir este video o invitar a más gente a que vean la transmisión del día de hoy del webinario con una escuela más con quien trabaja Class Education en México. Al mismo tiempo que estamos grabando, le quiero decir que las preguntas por eficiencia de tiempo les vamos a contestar más o menos en unos 25 o 30 minutos después de la parte presentativa del webinario. Y allá podemos contestar en vivo a lo largo del webinario, pero voy a sacar yo algunas preguntas, las más importantes o las más relevantes, y las voy a leer para que vayamos contestando en tiempo en vivo pues, con mi invitado del día de hoy. Entonces, por los que no nos conocen, les quiero comentar que Class Education es una agencia canadiense, como decía hace ratito, que existe en México ya desde más de 26 años. Tenemos oficinas a lo largo del país, incluyendo Guadalajara, México, Estado de México, San Luis Potosí, Mérida, Querétaro y también en Canadá. Y ahora, pues, con el COVID-19, pues, estamos virtualmente en todas partes, tanto de México como ya de otros países de América Latina, porque estamos atendiendo varios países de allí, también allá, y también alumnos que están aquí en Canadá y que desean seguir sus estudios en Canadá. Ofrecemos un servicio llave en mano, es decir, ofrecemos una gama de servicio muy importante para nuestros clientes, desde la consultoría educativa, es decir, apoyar a nuestros alumnos a encontrar tanto el programa como las instituciones para sus necesidades, como los apoyos para los trámites de visado de estudio y de trabajo, así como los servicios de hospedaje una vez que llegan a Canadá, seguros médicos, tarjetas SIM de celulares, coordinación de viaje para cuando llegan al aeropuerto para tener a alguien que los espera allí. Al fin, todo lo que uno va a necesitar para llevar a cabo este proyecto desde antes, durante y después de sus estudios en Canadá. Class Education está ahí para apoyarlos. Tenemos un gran equipo de gente en México y en Canadá que están ahí para apoyarlos. Algunos ya irán conociendo a lo largo de ese webinario y después al estar en contacto con nosotros. ¿Ok? Entonces, esos eran los anuncios que les quiero decir para el día de hoy. Hoy, como es costumbre, tenemos una escuela invitada. Hoy la escuela invitada se llama NorQuest College, es una escuela en Edmonton. Edmonton es la capital de la provincia de Alberta, en Canadá. Es una provincia muy conocida, muy reconocida también por el sector energético. Es una provincia con una economía muy fuerte en el país. Y tengo nuestro invitado, el señor Suraj Vasit, que es el director de reclutamiento internacionales del NorQuest College. Suraj, are you there? Can you put on your camera and your microphone, please? There you are.
Yep. Can you see me? Hello, everybody.
How are you?
Good, good.
Good. So, Suraj, you're in Edmonton.
Yes.
I'm in Vancouver. The rest of the audience, most of the rest of the audience is probably in Mexico, I'm thinking. We have a full house again tonight, and we have our team there ready to answer questions. Questions are already starting to come in.
Okay.
So I will let you go through your presentation, please, Suraj. Tell us about the province of Alberta, the capital city, Edmonton, beautiful city, NorQuest College, obviously, the institution, your programs. I'm sure a lot of our audience wants to know about the postgraduate work permit, the work environment in the province, in the area. I understand you're also an accredited immigration consultant.
Yep.
So you can talk about immigration freely. So please tell us about this. I'll be here in the background. If there's anything I feel needs to be maybe translated or something, I will say it.
Sure.
Si algunos de ustedes no entienden lo que está diciendo Suraj, porque va a hacer su presentación en inglés, pueden poner las preguntas y yo iré traduciendo o iremos apoyándolo en ese sentido. Entonces vamos a hacer el resto de la presentación en inglés. Okay, so all yours, Suraj. Let us know about your college, about your programs, and after your presentation, we'll take some questions together, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you for the introduction. So hello, everybody. As Bruno has already introduced me, my name is Suraj, and I'm the manager for international recruitment and student services here at NorQuest College. So we'll start with a few, introductions about the college, and also why a student should choose Canada, why they should choose Edmonton, why NorQuest College. So all that information will go through, and we have a lot of slides, so I'll be able to share a lot of information today. So about Canada, I don't have to convince a lot of people why Canada is a great place, but I'll still go through some of the information here. So of course, Canada offers a very high quality education. It's very culturally diverse. It's a very welcoming country, and I'm a testimony of that. So I came into Canada as an international student myself. I immigrated to Canada, became a Canadian citizen, and now I'm here, a part and parcel of the Canadian society. So it's very welcoming, very culturally diverse. And also the quality of life is great in Canada as well. A lot of the cities of Canada are ranked among the top most livable cities in the world. And also the cost of education is very affordable as compared to many other competitive countries like Australia, United States, UK. And also there are a lot of job opportunities for international students, because Canada offers students a post-graduation work permit option, in which students can of course get a 3-year work permit up to 3 years, depending on the length of the program. And there are a lot of immigration opportunities if you're goal is also to settle in Canada, and we'll go through it today. I am, as Bruno mentioned, I'm a certified immigration consultant, so I can freely talk about it, and I can talk all those information with a little more authenticity, okay? I'll probably speak a little slowly because I know I get carried away when I speak English, so I know the audience has English as second language, so I'll speak a little slowly so everybody can understand. So we'll start a little bit. Yeah,
That's exactly what I was going to say. Try to speak a little bit slower.
Slowly, okay. Yes, so I'll probably start with some of the merits of Alberta. What are the benefits of Alberta as compared to little other areas which are more popular or make more sound? So as Bruno mentioned, he's in Vancouver. It's a great place. And then again, Toronto is the other big city that a lot of people know, but not many people know about Edmonton. And it's a hidden gem, which a lot of people need to know. And that's why I'm here to tell all the people today about that. So there are a few benefits here, which I'm going to list for Alberta. So the biggest benefit we'll start is the cost of living. And I think a lot of students usually ask us, well, what is the cost of living in Alberta? Alberta, the cost of living is very less as compared to Ontario and British Columbia. There's few of the comparisons. So an average cost in Ontario and British Columbia could be anywhere between $1,300 to $2,000, whereas in Alberta, the cost of living is anywhere from $700 to $1,500. So this includes your accommodation, this includes your food. So the cost of living is less, and that's a big bonus. The other benefit of Alberta is has less taxes. So it is only one of the provinces in Canada which does not have a provincial sale tax. So the taxes usually in Canada varies, as you see here, between 13 to 12%, whereas Alberta only has 5% tax. So it's no brainer if you are living in a jurisdiction which have less taxes, people take away home more money, and that's a big benefit for people. Also, immigration options. Alberta has a lot of great immigration opportunities for students who study in Alberta and then they want to settle down after that. So we'll go through that as well in detail. A little bit about the employment outlook and the industries. So these are the industries in Alberta. We have a big healthcare sector. We have a big oil and gas sector. We have educational services sector, social work sector, agriculture sector. So those are the few highlights of the industry sectors which are in demand in Alberta. Alberta is also the third largest economy in Canada. So Alberta is not a very small province because there are a lot of small provinces in Canada in the Atlantic provinces, but Alberta is pretty much as big as British Columbia. The population is a little less than British Columbia, and the economy is a little slightly bigger than British Columbia. So there are a lot of things that people don't know about Alberta. So that's a little bit about the economy. Also, people make most money in Alberta. So the average income of Canadians in Alberta is the highest in Canada. And you may be asking the reason why. Okay, so the reason is because the minimum wage in Alberta is the highest in Canada. So as an international students, when you come, you'll be studying, you'll be working in entry-level positions, and usually people get minimum wage in the entry-level position. So in Alberta, the minimum wage is $15 an hour, which is highest as compared to any other province. And as you see here, the second thing that I mentioned in the benefit of Alberta is the taxes. So if you earn $15 an hour, you pay only 5% tax. Of course, you take away home more money. So that's why the average salary of Alberta is higher as compared to British Columbia and Ontario. So the average salary is usually around 60,000, 59 to 60,000. So there are a lot of good paying jobs in Alberta, and a lot of people move to Alberta, not only from overseas, but within Canada, from other provinces to Alberta because of more job opportunities within Alberta. So these are a few benefits that I've mentioned. There are more, I can talk whole day, but I'll just highlight on few of the benefits. A little bit about the labor market, because a lot of students usually ask, like, what are the programs which are in demand in Alberta? And that's very important to know, because any province you go, every province is different. Its economy is different. Its local needs are different. So you have to align your skills according to the labor market outlook of that province. So the occupations which are in very high demand in Alberta are licensed practice nurse, social worker, then therapists, They could be massage therapists, there are a variety of therapists, administrative service managers, retail and wholesale trade managers, a home support worker, which we call healthcare aides as well, and related occupations in health, also assistant occupation in health services. And just to give you an idea on the average salaries, so healthcare and social assistance, which we also call community studies in our academic word, the average salaries are roughly around $31. Again, these are the average salaries, so it could be a little low or a little higher, but it's the average. And then educational services is roughly $34. Forestry and environmental activities is roughly around $42. Public administration is roughly around $39. And business and other support services is roughly around $23 to $24. So again, if you're talking about the big industry sectors, so the majority of the jobs in Alberta is in the business fields. So the biggest sector of job is retail and wholesale trade, which is mentioned here as managers, and also a lot of support workers and all that. The second largest sector of jobs in Alberta is healthcare and social assistance. And then after that, followed by the educational services, followed by forestry and environmental activities, followed by technical services, followed by oil and gas. So these are some of the industry sectors where there are jobs, and that's why a lot of students, and you'll see our programs and our faculties, they are very much aligned with the labor market, because we are a public community college. So community colleges in Canada usually align their programs with the demands of the local economy. Okay, so our program reflects what occupations are in demand in our area. So a little bit about Edmonton. What is Edmonton? So I think Bruno already introduced that Edmonton is the capital city of the province of Alberta. It's also one of the youngest and the fastest growing city. It's a big city. So in Canada, we have 6 big cities which have more than 1 million population, and Edmonton is among those top 6. So it's the 5th largest city. It has 1.2 million population. It's a big city. From a Canadian standard, it's spread out in 50 kilometers radius. So it's a big, big city. Edmonton is also called the Sunshine City because it has one of the most sunniest days in North America, even in spite in winter time, because in winter, of course, in Canada, we get cold, but in spite of that, it's very sunny. Also, it's called the Festival City. There are more than 20 festivals that happen. We have a heritage festival in which all the populations within Edmonton are showcased because Edmonton, 22% of the population of Edmonton is made up of immigrants. So they come from more than 100 countries, and there are roughly around 200 countries who are represented in that heritage festival. We even have a dedicated Latin festival that also happens in Edmonton every summer. We have also various other festivals, as I mentioned, over 20 festivals. So we have summer, spring, winter. So all year round we have festivals. It's a very diverse city. So I already mentioned that the 22% of the population of the city is immigrants. So you'll not be the only person who's not Canadian. There are many people in the city. It's a modern city. The downtown of the city is very, very modern. And there are a lot of infrastructure happening, shopping malls, nightclubs. So it's a happening place. Edmonton is a very happening place. It's a sports city. And also it's right now, maybe you're not aware, but Edmonton is hosting NHL, the National Hockey League. Edmonton has its Edmonton Oilers as an ice hockey team. Ice hockey is a big thing in Canada. So we are hosting all the different teams here. We also even have an American football team. So if you're a sports, a freak, you want to go and watch sports in the big arenas. Yeah, we have a lot of big arenas. And then you can definitely watch it. We also are a fashion city. So Edmonton is home to North America's largest mall. So it's called West Edmonton Mall. It has more than 800 stores in it. And it's one of the only malls in which if you buy something, you pay 0% tax. So it's a lot of perks if you're a shopping freak and you love shopping. Of course, that's a place to be because 800 stores is a lot. It has an indoor Disneyland. It has indoor ice hockey, field in it. It also has indoor swimming pool. So everything is in it. So it's a big mall. And then there's a lot of things happening within that. So these are just a few highlights, and there are many other things to do in Edmonton, but I'm just going to highlight. These are some of the pictures of the Edmonton city. So Edmonton is a very modern, very vibrant city. And these are some of the pictures. And we are also our downtown is located close to the North Saskatchewan River. So these are the pictures, and the fireworks that you see in the background are from the Canada Day celebrations. A little bit about now to NorQuest College, who we are. So NorQuest College is a publicly funded community college of the city of Edmonton. So in the city of Edmonton, there's only one public community college, and we are that. We serve around 19,000 students. So we have two campuses. One campus is in downtown Edmonton, and the other campus is 80 kilometers from downtown into another city. So there's another city in outskirts of Edmonton called Wetaskiwin. So we have our second campus there for our regional learners. And then in total for both campuses, it's around 19,000 students. Something unique about NorQuest College is our diversity. So 57% of our students are born outside of Canada. So as I mentioned before, that 22% of the city's population is immigrants. So a lot of these immigrants come to NorQuest College because a lot of these immigrants don't speak English. They come and study with us and for their ESL program. We have Alberta's largest ESL program. We also, all the immigrants come, they are looking for reskilling themselves. They're looking for upskilling themselves because sometimes their education back home is not recognized in Canada. So these are the immigrants is our majority of our student population. They make 57%. But again, they are not international students per se. They are permanent residents or they are new Canadian citizens. So because of the diversity that is brought by the immigrants, we have 115 languages which are spoken on campus. We have students from 119 countries. So it's very, very diverse. So when you go into your classroom, you'll see diversity in your international student population, and you'll see diversity in the domestic student population. So you're seeing both sides of diversity, not just international student diversity. Okay. A little bit about what we offer. So NorQuest College offers, so we have three main faculties. So one faculty, which is our biggest faculty, is the Faculty of Health and Community Studies. So we offer a lot of health programs. We offer a lot of community studies program. Then our second largest faculty is Faculty of Skill and Foundation Learning, through which we offer our ESL program, academic upgrading, and many others. We'll talk about that. And also we have our third largest faculty, which is Faculty of Business, Environmental Science and Technology. And we also offer program through that. And we offer a university transfer program. So we have a university transfer with University of Alberta. So University of Alberta is Canada's fifth top ranked university. So a lot of our programs and even our university transfer programs transfer to University of Alberta, which is also in Edmonton. And we, of course, as I mentioned, we have Alberta's largest ESL program. And we offer our ESL program both online and face-to-face. And we also have academic upgrading, which means it's a high school courses. We offer high school courses from grade 6 to grade 12. And both these upgrading courses of high school are offered online as well as face-to-face. So we offer a lot of our courses online even before coronavirus hit. So we not just transitioned because of coronavirus, but we were doing it for last 10 years. So we know how the online education is done. We are expert in that. And we have also NorQuest Bridging Program. We're going to talk about that as well later on. So now what is so special about NorQuest? You must be thinking, what's something that makes you special? We have listened to a lot of colleges here, and Bruno is bringing a lot of the institution. What is so special about you? So at NorQuest College and at any college, the main focus is the skill development. So in Canadian employer, I would say landscape, there are two main things that every employer asks. And it happened to me because I came as an international student to Canada. The first thing they ask when you go and look for a job, where is your Canadian experience? How many years of Canadian experience you have in your field of study? Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing they're looking is your soft skills. How well you can communicate with others, how well you can work under teams and with other people. And then the last thing they ask is your degree or your diploma. And in many other countries, they usually ask your degree and diploma first, and then it follows. So the main thing that we focus at the college level is the skill development. That's the main piece. And how we build that, that is through work integrated learning component. So each and every program that you will study with us has a work integrated learning. So in simple language, we can call work integrated learning component as co-op, practicum, field experience, community service learning. So those are different ways to explain what work integrated learning means. We have even dedicated department. So in our health and community studies, we have clinical placement team. In our business faculty, we have work integrating learning team. In our skills department, we even have a placement team, skills placement team. And their job is to go and connect with the employers in the Edmonton area and to find practicums and work experience opportunities for our students. Because education is not enough, it has to be coupled with the practical.
Yeah, this is very important, Saurabh. Allow me to step in here.
Sure, sure.
These are paid co-op programs, correct?
So they are mixed. So there are some which are paid internships. There are some which are unpaid, but even they are with the premier employers. So even if a student gets an unpaid internship, they're working with the premier employers. So when they put that on their resume, people, the other employers see, oh, they worked with them. Okay, he knows his stuff. He or she knows his stuff.
Okay, and these are arranged by the school, by the faculty?
Yes, right? Yes. So all the unpaid practicums are guaranteed. Everyone gets it. Whereas the paid internships are competitive. So we have our dedicated team. If a student says, I want to go for a paid internship, they go and connect with those departments. And then our department will help them. I mean, not our, but the work integrated learning department. And they'll say, okay, fine. These are the opportunities. You apply. And then they'll also prep them for interviews. Once they go through the interviews, if they're selected, we also run a program called Prep for Employment. And then we'll prepare students for employment. What are the things they have to keep in mind and all those things. And then they go for placement. And if they go for a paid internship, they are guaranteed to get $18 an hour as a salary. And our paid internships are usually from 4 months to 8 months.
And while you do this, you don't study. You're just working.
Yeah, you're just working. So that's your work term. So it is a dedicated work term, then you're not studying.
So if you're making $18 per hour, multiply this by 40 hours per week times 4, that gives you the amount of money you can make per month. That's about $2,500 per month minimum, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that's our arrangement with the employers that they'll get at least $18 an hour. Yes.
That's $2,900 per month, and you pay 5% tax on that.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Not bad. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Bruno, to interject and emphasize on the work integrated learning component. Other things that we also have a huge focus at the NorQuest College is holistic development. So not only we just focus on education and practicum, we also focus on leadership skills and soft skill development. And we have a lot of mentorship programs through which you can become a mentor of a junior students, and then you can get a completion certificate. And there are many other opportunities. You can volunteer within the college community and outside, because volunteer is a big thing that is in Canada, and it is looked very highly by the employers. So we give you a lot of opportunities to do that. So you become, you develop your skills, you develop your leadership styles, and also it shows to the employer that you have a passion for that particular field of work. That is very important. Also, our employability rate. So colleges don't have ranking. In Canada, universities have ranking, but for colleges, we have employability rate as a de facto, our ranking. So our ranking is between 92 to 95%. It's pretty high. Anything above 88% in a college sector in Canada is considered high. And the reason we have very high employability rate is we offer workforce relevant programs, which means in simple language, we offer in-demand programs. So if we are offering a program, it is in demand. If the program is not in demand, we'll got rid of that program. So that's how the college system is. We have our advisory within the college. We call it workforce advisory, who tell us, okay, this program is not in demand, take this program out. We even have a PAC, which means our employers who we work with very closely, who also change things within the program, say, well, these are the skills are not required. These are outdated curriculum. You have to update our curriculum. So whatever you're going to study, in a nutshell, I'm telling you, is that it is going to be in demand and it is updated curriculum. So you're not studying outdated stuff. So that's something that is what we very, very minutely focus on. On top of that, we also offer outstanding support services. So we have tutorial services. So if you're a student, you come to the college and you go to the classroom, you say, I can't understand my teacher, he's too fast or whatever the reason may be, I need a tutor who can teach me outside my classroom. So we do have a tutorial services, so we can find you a free tutor, and that tutor will help you to teach you outside the classroom. We also have academic coaches. If you cannot, you're not sure how to write your assignment and all those kind of things, we have academic coaches. These are all free services to you. We also, within our international staff, we have, various services. We provide airport pickup. We also help you in accommodation when you come to Edmonton. We also give you orientation. We have free immigration advising. We have around 8 people who are designated like me, immigration consultants who work within our office, and then they will give you free advice on how to extend your study visas, how to apply for your post-graduation work permit after you graduate, what are the immigration options within Alberta. So all those kind of information will be provided for free. And in our orientation also, we'll go through that information as well. We also have career and employment services. So they also work with many employers. If you're looking for part-time job, you say, I'm new to Canada, I couldn't find a part-time job. Can you help me? Yes. You can go to our career and employment services. They have a lot of connections with the local employers, and sometimes local employers are looking for a variety of jobs. And yeah, you can connect with them. They can help you to build your resume and your cover letter, because that's the first thing that the employer looks at when you apply for any kind of job. So and they also, of course, organize career fairs within the campus, so you can connect directly with the employers and then, showcase yourself, market yourself as well. And of course, we have a lot of diversity and inclusion, as I mentioned before, within NorQuest College. So these are few things. We also have very small class sizes, which most of the colleges have. And again, our focus is student experience. So we mainly focus on experience, that what is your experience like? Because that's what matters to us at the end of the day, is that you get your Canadian experience in your program, you get education, you get your leadership skills and all those kind of skills when you're going through your education with NorQuest. A little bit about the programs. What are the programs for international students? So I'll start with faculty by faculty. So the first faculty I'll focus is health studies. So in health, which is in a very, very high demand, all the programs you'll see here are in very, very high demand. And of course, within this pandemic time, everybody needs health professional, every country. So we have programs in certificate section. So we have short-term program. Our programs are 1-year certificate or 2-year diploma. So because they are short program, they're cost effective. They're not expensive as 4-year bachelor's degree or 2-year master's degree, which are usually little way expensive. So in our certificate, we have 2 kinds of certificates. We have entry-level certificates, which are after high school, and even students with bachelor's can apply to. And then we have post-diploma or post-baccalaureate certificate, which students with diploma or a bachelor's degree can apply. So I'll go through some names only. I'll not go too much into detail because of the time constraint, but the certificates, we have healthcare aid. Healthcare aid is one of the very, very high demand profession right now in Canada, not only just in Alberta. So healthcare aid is the backbone of the health operations in our hospitals, in our senior care homes. So everywhere healthcare aids are required. And you may not be aware, but NorQuest College has Canada's largest healthcare aid program. We graduate the maximum number of healthcare aids. In Canada, of course, that comes with practicum and all that. It's a very highly practicum intensive program. It is unpaid practicum, but because it's such a high demand program, students, they graduate, they have a job right away. So there are a lot of huge job opportunities after that. Then we have healthcare leadership. So this is a program for some people who already have a background in healthcare, like you are a doctor, you're a dentist, or any other healthcare professional who want to develop some leadership styles and also want to understand how the healthcare is run in Canada, because being a manager in a healthcare facility is of course different than being a manager in a Walmart. The operations are totally different. So we focus on healthcare leadership styles. We focus on the operations of healthcare facilities. It's a post-diploma. So a student must have a diploma or a degree in a health field specifically. Then we have 2 programs which are also very, very high in demand. Mental health recovery practitioner, addiction recovery practitioner. These are also post-diploma. So students with diploma, degree in nursing, even in any other health field Also degree in psychology, sociology, psychologist, all those background students can apply for this. This program, there's practicum. Students have to go into rehabilitation centers. Again, rehabilitation centers are run by Alberta Health Services in Alberta, and there you'll run all the therapies. So these people mainly expertise in therapies. So addiction, there are a lot of addiction issues. And then of course they go through those and make sure there's a recovery plan for those people. Then mental health, there's a recovery plan that these practitioners have to make. Of course, there's a team of people. You'll be working with nurses, doctors who take care of the medication side, and you take care of the therapy side. Okay, so that's a very, very high demand program. Then we have 4 diplomas. We have licensed practical nurse. So again, in Canada, NorQuest College has Canada's largest practical nursing program. And we are one of the very few colleges which accept international student in the practical nursing program. Usually a lot of colleges will say, sorry, we don't accept nurse international, but we are not that. We are open, and we welcome all the students who apply for nursing program. We also have therapeutic recreation. It's a very high demand program. So in senior homes, a lot of practitioners are required. They focus on recreation therapies. Then we have pharmacy technician. This is a licensed pharmacy technician. This program is accredited by the Pharmacy Council of Canada. We also have interdisciplinary therapy assistant. We have 4 therapies in it. We have physiotherapy, occupational therapy, recreation therapy, and speech therapy. And of course, there is practicums involved in it. We have a lot of students, even these are like a diploma after high school, but in all these diplomas, more than 70% of our students come with bachelor's degrees because they're pretty intense program. And what we have found, students with bachelor's degree are more successful than students with just high school, because for high school student, it's a pretty intense program. So students with a bachelor's degree or mature applicants have a little higher chance on graduating. So those are the programs in health studies, and each and every program that you're seeing here has a practicum. On the community studies side, we have certificates, 1-year certificate like community support worker. So community support worker is a very in-demand program because all the social assistance that is given by the government, whether it's the municipality government, whether it's the provincial government, is done through community support worker. So they go and work with the community. They work with immigrant groups because in Edmonton, we have a huge immigrant population. They work through indigenous groups because we have a huge indigenous population, which is the native population of Canada. We also have single mother shelter homes. We have a lot of Christian organizations who run non-profit organization. So community support workers are hired by all, and even with city. The city of Edmonton also hires a lot of community support workers who go and make sure of the welfare. So Canada as a country is a welfare state in a sense. So it spends a lot of money on social assistance and welfare, and community support workers are their front workers. So there are a lot of jobs, entry-level jobs in that. Also, we have early learning and childcare. So Alberta is one of the provinces which have the highest birth rate in Canada. So there are a lot of young kids in Alberta. And so that's why there's a lot of daycares they are in Alberta and in Edmonton. So early learning and childcare is one of the profession which was listed as the top most in-demand profession for next 20 years. So there are a lot of students which I've seen in early learning childcare, which usually starts their program, and in their first and second semester, they already have a job. And they say, okay, when I'm going to graduate, I want to start this program. So it's such a high demand program. So it's a little oversubscribed. And we offer this program in September, January, and May also. But it gets filled up pretty much in 1 month because there's so much opportunities for students, and the job opportunities are so great. So that's why, it's get up pretty quickly. We have educational assistant. So in Canadian high schools, there are a lot of educational assistant. And you'll see if you go to any Canadian high school from kindergarten to grade 6, you'll see 2 teachers in the classroom. So one teacher is the main teacher and the other is educational assistant. So if somebody wants to work in a school system in Alberta and wants to work as an educational assistant and deal with children from kindergarten to grade 6, they go in education assistant program. So this is again a 1-year program. Then we'll go to diploma. We have social work program. So social work is a very, very, very high demand program. So in all the program I'm talking, if you say, which is the most highly paid profession, social work is surprisingly the most highly paid profession in Alberta. There are so much jobs in social work. And it's the government jobs. They are mainly with Alberta Health Services. Then we have disability studies, in which you will be working with people with disabilities, whether they're children who have autism, whether they're seniors who have Alzheimer's and all that. Then we have early learning and childcare diploma. This is very similar to certificate. Then we have child and youth care counseling. So this is for people who want to be a counselor. So in a school system, if a teacher say, I have a child who has issues, who needs some counseling, they go to child and youth care counselor. So every school hired child and youth care counselor. Every municipality or the city also hires child and youth care counselor who works and deal with youths and children to rehabilitation of those. Then we have justice. So justice is a program for someone who wants to study criminal justice of Canada, a technical report writing, and many other aspects of criminal justice. And then settlement studies is another program in which if you do that program, you'll get a job in settlement agencies, which help new immigrants when they're coming to Canada, and you'll be working in that. So all these programs, certificate and diploma, also each and every program has a practicum. So any program, otherwise you cannot graduate. So they are mandatory practicums, which means if you don't do your practicum, you cannot graduate. So it's the part and parcel of the program itself. Then we have university transfer arts and science program.
Right.
This
So
is
all these programs, they say they have practicum, they have co-ops. That's what you mean by that? And
yes, exactly.
It's one semester, correct?
It varies. It varies. Some programs have practicum every semester. And then some programs have practicum in 2 semesters. Some program have practicum in 1 semester. So it's all varies. I think what we do is we go by number of hours. So when we are going through, there are a certain number of hours. And then again, on our website, they're listed that these are the number of hours they have to do. And they're spread out around the program.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then we'll go to the University Transfer Arts and Science program. So we have 1+3 program in which a student start with us, study 1 year with us, and then they go into the second year with the University of Alberta. So if you're a student who say, I want to do a bachelor's degree with the more prestigious university in Canada, yeah, we do offer that pathway as well. And now the benefit of studying with us in the first year, when you study with us, you pay the college fees. So college fees is roughly $14,000. So you pay $14,000 first year with us. Then you go into the second year into university, usually University of British Columbia, University of Alberta, those premier universities, their fees are around $25,000 per year. And then you pay from the second year their tuition fee. And we have a transfer agreement. So all the courses that you'll do at the first year, you don't have to repeat. All are accepted by University of Alberta. And then you go directly into the second year and you can graduate with Bachelor's of Arts in any major or minor. And same with Bachelor of Science in any major or minor. And there are various, there's computer science, there are neuroscience, there are biological sciences, physics, chemistry, biotechnology. So there are many, many sciences that you can do. In arts also, they have journalism, they have history, they have psychology, sociology, they are, you name it, they have a lot. It's a comprehensive university, University of Alberta. So that is also another option for those students who want to do a Bachelor's of Arts or Bachelor's of Science. Then we come to business program. So in a business program, we offer 2 certificates, accounting technician and administrative professional. These are 1-year program. In these 2 programs also we have practicum. There is a 1-month practicum because they are 1-year program. And in accounting technician, we'll place them in an accounting firm. And again, in this program, we have 30 to 40% turnaround in placements because sometimes the accounting firms say, you know, this person did a really great job. We want to hire them after they graduate. So we have a very high because accounting and bookkeeping jobs are numerous and they are in demand. So that's why, you know, a lot of students have a good turnaround in their placement becoming the permanent, jobs in the future. In administrative professional, we are mostly customer service oriented practicums that we have. Then we'll go into our diploma, which is a business administration diploma. So this program is very, very popular among international students, and I'll tell you why. This program has 4 specialization: accounting, finance, management, and human resource management. And in this program, we have paid internship. So in business program, there is a 4 months practicum, paid internship after first year, 4 months paid internship after second year. But again, it's not guaranteed. But if you apply early, there's a very high chance. And if you listen to our work integrated learning department, sometimes students don't listen. So I have to emphasize, if you listen, then you have a very high chance of getting the employment and your practicum. And as I mentioned before, you are guaranteed to get $18 an hour salary when you're doing your practicums. And the good thing about the practicum is, which I'll tell you and I'll link that those paid internship is counted towards your experience that you need for your immigration. So it solves three things. You're looking for Canadian experience, paid internship gives you that. Of course, you get paid for it. And on top of that, the experience you're accumulating is counted toward your immigration options later on once you graduate from the program. So that's why this business program is very, very popular. We also have environmental protection technology. This profession is becoming very popular because in Canada, we're having a lot of talk about environment. And again, in Alberta, we are environment heavy industry like oil and gas, mining, even uranium we have in Alberta bordering Saskatchewan. And then we also have many other minings that are done. So all these heavily mine and energy resources have a negative impact on the environment. So because of that, Alberta has come up with Alberta Energy Board. So Alberta Energy Board closely monitor all industries in Alberta and Saskatchewan, both provinces, and make sure there's no pollution being done by this company. So right now, because of such a heavy regulation, all these industries, whether you're oil and gas, mining, fertilizer companies, because there's a lot of agriculture that also happens in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. So these three provinces. So a lot of these industries have to hire mandatory the environmental protection technologists. So they are the eye of these companies. And they're not just one, they're many, they're a team of environmental protection technologists. And they go, there's a lot of field work in it. You'll go and collect samples of sand, water, you'll do air monitoring, the air monitoring quality. And also you'll bring those and you'll see, okay, this is the impact our industry is making on the environment, and they'll submit the reports to Alberta Energy Board. So the majority of the jobs of environmental science is in only two provinces in Canada. Alberta, 90%, 10% Saskatchewan. You'll not find many environmental science job in other provinces because not many other provinces have energy heavy or energy industries. So because of that, these are the two main provinces where we will find most of. And again, in environmental protection technology, once you complete this program also has a 4 months paid internship option. You can go, if you are selected on the internship, you can go and work as environmental protection technologist once you graduate. And of course, you'll get your practicum, you'll get experience. So that will help you for your future employment once you graduate. And a lot of time, your paid internship people also give you continued employment as well, if they need it. And we are not hit by another COVID, but otherwise, I think there are a lot of opportunities that we have many students who go for paid internship and they have a long-term employment with those prospective employers. Now coming to our other program, which is a post-baccalaureate, this is teaching English as additional language. So this is a very unique program. Not many institutions have it. So if, for example, you are a teacher, we have, I think, 4 or 5 teachers from Mexico who are in this program. They were teachers, they have done Bachelor of Education, Master of Education in their own country. They were teachers and they say, we want to become a teacher. So this program only makes you an English teacher. So you can teach English in Canada, and you must be thinking why Canada needs English teacher. Well, Canada welcomes 350,000 immigrants every year. And a lot of these immigrants, 70% by statistics, don't speak English as a first language. So they need a lot of English training. Their kids also need a lot of English training. So there are a lot of jobs. Even within our college, as I mentioned before, we have Alberta's largest ESL program. A lot of the graduates of these programs are our now teachers. So they're teaching in our ESL program. They're also teaching in our Alberta high school system, in also Alberta Catholic school board system, to a lot of newcomers who are coming, whose kids cannot speak English. So there are a lot of job opportunities for these English teachers. And this program also comes with 50 hours of teaching experience. Again, we have a practicum and we will find that teaching experience for you, and you'll go and teach 50 hours and then you get a license so that you can work as an English teacher in Alberta. Okay, so this is another program.
There's a lot of questions. I know you're going through a lot of programs there. There's a lot of questions about the cost of the programs. Can you
Sure.
an idea of costing?
Yes, so I do have another slide, but I'll talk here because I know as a lot of students are asking it. So our programs, so if we go into all these programs that I was going through, so the average cost is between $14,000 to 20,000. And again, this is tuition and fees. So I'm not just talking about tuition. So that 14,000 to 20,000 tuition fee range I'm giving you includes tuition fee, includes health and dental insurance, includes the U pass, which is the bus pass or the train pass that you take around the city. So that is included in it. It includes a non-instructional fee. It includes many other fees. So because the other additional fee is usually between $2,000 to $3,000 in most of the colleges. So I'm giving you all-inclusive price. So the all-inclusive price is between 14,000 to 20,000. But if somebody's saying, what is just your tuition fee? Of course, it's between 11,000 to 17,000, but I'll not give that because that is a little bit misleading. So it's between 14,000 to 20,000. And the only thing that is extra on top of this 14,000 to 20,000 range is books, because books are dependent on the teacher, whether they will ask you to buy it or not. And plus the books prices change every year based on publishing. And the second thing is your accommodation, which I've already mentioned, that the cost of living in Edmonton is very, very affordable. Like a 1-bedroom apartment, a student can get for anywhere $700 to $750. A 2-bedroom apartment, you can get anywhere from $900 to $950, which is unthinkable. Probably Bruno can talk more as compared to Vancouver. It's pretty affordable. I know it's not possible to rent in another big city. So the cost of living is very less. And also we do have capital housing in Edmonton, which is an initiative by the city of Edmonton. So if a student connects with us 3 to 4 months in advance, we can connect them with capital housing, and they can get accommodation as cheap as $500 to $600 per month. And that's their own accommodation. It's not a shared accommodation. And this is, the cost of living is amazing in Edmonton. And the tuition fee again is, as I mentioned, 14 to 20,000 for ESL programs, which I'm going to talk later on. The tuition fee is roughly around $5,500 per semester. And we'll probably in the next slide, we are talking about the foundation program. So our foundation program, we have ESL program. So ESL program is the largest program we have in Alberta. We have more than 100 nationalities in our ESL programs. So all the refugees who come in Edmonton, all the new immigrants who cannot speak English, all are coming to NorQuest College, because we have because most of the ESL program in Canada, they get the grant from the government of Canada. So in province of Alberta, we get the largest grant from the government of Canada to run ESL program. And in our ESL program, we mix international students with domestic students, depending on their level. And then the student get a more holistic experience, because some ESL programs segregate domestic and international, in which the international are limited to the international exposure. We mix them together. So that's why when a Mexican student comes, they are interacting with students from 100 countries. So that's a really enriching experience for international students coming into that. We also offer academic upgrading, as I mentioned before. And again, ESL and academic upgrading programs are also offered online. And those have been offered online for last 5 to 10 years. So if you want that, okay, I don't want to come to Canada for now because of the pandemic, can I start my courses online? Yes, you can start your courses online in ESL, academic upgrading, and even other programs. Right now in September, we are offering all our programs online, except one program, which is pharmacy technician. Except that program, all programs are offered online for fall. In winter 2021, our plan, again, as per the Chief Medical Officer of Alberta, is that we will be back on campus. And in winter 2021, we will be offering our programs face-to-face. Even our high schools are open in Alberta for fall only. So that's a little bit idea on that. For NorQuest Bridging Program is another program that student can take for those students who want to get a conditional admission. So a lot of students say, I want to do ESL, but I want a conditional admission. So I get a 1-year ESL letter, and plus I get my confirmed seat in the target program I want to do after I complete my ESL. So yes, through NorQuest Bridging Program, that is possible. Even if you apply for ESL intensive, you can apply for conditional admission through that as well. And then you can have peace of mind that I have my seat reserved in this particular program, provided you complete your ESL program in 1 year. So we only give you 1 year with the conditional offer letter. But if you are not able to complete, then you give away your seat, and then you apply for conditional admission for the next intake. So definitely you can carry on that. This is a little bit snapshot of how our ESL program works. So we have from level 4 to 9, our ESL program. So we start from a lower intermediate level. So we have IELTS 4 as our minimum, I would say fluency from where we start. And then we go up to level 9, which is IELTS 7. So for some program like practical nursing, we need IELTS 7. So if you are a student who say, well, your IELTS score is pretty high for nursing, I cannot get 7 in all bands. What I do? Well, you do our ESL program, and then you do CLB 9, which is Canadian Language Benchmark 9. And then afterwards you can go into the nursing program because then you meet our requirements. So all these the levels, they have a pathway. So we don't have any pathway with any other private language schools, and we also don't accept other institutions. So our pathways are only through our ESL. If you do any of our levels, you can go directly into our program. You don't have to write an IELTS or TOEFL or those kind of things again. So again, there are 2 ways to go into this program. One is you do IELTS in your own country, and then you give that, then you don't have to give a placement test when you come to Canada. Or the other is you give a placement test. So right now we have online placement, but within 1.5 months, we will have a fully fledged online placement that you can do while sitting in Mexico. And there will be a proctor who will be seeing on this side when you're doing your exam. So you'll be able to do, if you are a student who say, I'm nervous to give IELTS, and also maybe IELTS is not happening in my country because of coronavirus, can I give the placement test online? Yes, it will be available within 1 month. And then you can give those online while sitting in your own room. And then based on that test, we'll place you in all these levels. So it takes 1 semester to complete each level. If you have an IELTS 5 level, you can go into a NorQuest bridging program. If you have an IELTS 4, then you will be in the ESL. And in the NorQuest bridging level, then of course you can have a conditional admission into the program. And the reason why we're starting with 5, because we think at 5, you have a 1-year time to complete your ESL levels to go into the program. At level 4, it may take 1.5 years. So it's a little off from the time. So you may not be ready to go into your program. So that's why we are giving the conditional offer letter option at the CLB 5 level, which is equivalent to IELTS 5 level. Okay. So this is a quick snapshot of that. So this was the tuition fee. So I already mentioned that, but I'll just go quickly that in the post-secondary programs in certificate and diplomas, our tuition fee is between $14,000 to $21,000. So usually our program, like nursing program, is the most expensive, which is $21,000 because it has a lot of laboratories. It's a very heavy program, whereas our business programs are in the range of $15,000 to $16,000. And some of our programs like mental health, addiction recovery are around $14,000. And again, they include tuition and fees and the additional fee in it. And I already mentioned the cost of living is $700 to $1,500. Our application fees, 100, yeah, Bruno.
We have two questions now on the cost of the early child care program. How much is this one?
Okay, so the early child care, I'll just give me 1 second.
Okay, no, I thought you had it top of mind.
No, I have it in my mind, but I want to give the exact cost. So I'll go on the website. Just give me 1 second. It's just 2 clicks away. And then I'll answer that right away.
You can give me the approx price.
Sure. I'll give the cost. So to be exact, our cost is around $31,116. So it's roughly around $15,500 per year. And in total for 2 years, it's $31,116. It includes tuition and,
$15,500 per year.
Per year.
In line with what you have on the screen there. And
yes.
That includes insurance, cost, transport, annual pass, and activities at the school, all the gym access and all that, and tuitions and registrations and all that. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. You're right. So so that's roughly the range. I just want to give the exact, so that's why I went to the website. But yeah, so it's within that range. You'll see that. Our application fee is $150. Our tuition deposit is $1,000. So usually our process is you pay $150 at the application fee. Then you get your offer letter. And after that, you have to pay only $1,000 to confirm your seat. And the rest of the money you can pay once you come to Canada. And we don't want you to pay anything more than $1,000 until you start your classes. But sometimes students pay 1 semester fee in advance, 1 year fee. It's up to you. But it's not mandated that you have to pay. But sometimes students pay from the visa side and all that. But before you start your studies, we only need your $1,000 to confirm seat. Okay. So that's just a rough, and again, ESL you can see is around 5,500 per semester. NorQuest bridging program is roughly around 7,000 something per semester. And this is the rough fee for the programs, post-secondary, ESL, and NorQuest bridging program.
Okay. We have a lot of questions. So
sure.
What's missing? What's left on your presentation?
Okay. Okay. I have a lot of things in it, but I'll probably quickly run it. If you give me 5 to 10 minutes, I'll quickly run through it because I know I'm taking a little more time. And then we'll go to the questions because I know a lot of students have a lot of questions and we are here to answer those. So give me 5 to 10 minutes and I'll run through it and give them a synopsis of all the information. So these are the programs we have available for winter intakes that I just wanted to highlight. But again, we can talk about it later as well. We do have scholarships that I just want to mention. So we have a new Quester scholarship that is available. It's $1,000 that students can get. It's available in winter 2021. We have 10 awards for NorQuest Bridging Program. We have 5 awards each for administrative professional, healthcare aide, and community support worker. And there are 2 main criteria for this, that you must have 70% marks in your previous education. Again, 70% is Alberta 30%. So maybe we will do a grade conversion on our side. So the 70% is not literally on your Mexico, high school or your bachelor's. And also you have to write a letter about your education and career goals. These are the 2 main requirements. And then based on that, we'll put you into that pool. And then you have a chance to get $1,000 scholarship as an entrance scholarship. So this scholarship, again, if you are entered into it, you'll be entered on the November 9th because this is available for winter only right now, not for September. And also we have other scholarships. So if you are a student with us, if you scored 85% or more, every semester you can apply for scholarships. And we have scholarship between $2,000 to $3,000 range. So you have a lot of opportunities to get that. We give away roughly $50,000 in scholarship every year to international students. In our college system, we give away $300,000 in scholarship. So there are a lot of opportunities for you to get scholarship at the college as well. So a little bit about the admission criteria. We have 2 main requirements, and many other colleges similar. We have English language requirements and we have academic requirement. We also offer conditional admission. So if you are a student who have not done your grade 12, but have your IELTS or have your Duolingo score, and you say, but I don't have my grade 12 transcript, can I apply for and get conditional admission? The answer is yes. You can get a conditional admission as long as you have an IELTS, Duolingo, or a TOEFL score. Okay? And you can definitely apply for conditional admission. And again, in the Mexico, we are mainly looking at your baccalaureate. I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing it right, but you can probably see it here, that this is the high school credential that we are looking for, which is probably equivalent to your grade 12 here in Mexico. And there are many other countries mentioned here, but we have to focus mainly on Mexico. And also if, for example, you are one of the students who says, I applied for this program, I could not meet the admission requirements. Now what? So you have two ways to meet your requirement. So one is a free academic assessment exam. So for example, you are a student who don't have a good marks in your high school in maths, physics, chemistry, and you didn't meet our requirement, and you have a chance to give a free challenge exam online. And we will arrange it. And then you give a challenge exam for maths, biology, physics, and all that. If you pass that challenge exam, you're good, you're into the program. So that's a very, very great way and an accessible way to get into the program. The other option is you can apply and you can do an academic upgrading program online. So you can do a maths and English course online from Mexico, or you can come to Canada also to do that. And that is a second option. And the third option, you can get into a NorQuest bridging program. And you can say, well, because in the NorQuest bridging program, you can do 3 things at the same time. You can do your ESL, you can do your academic upgrading high school courses, and also you can take courses from your program. So if you are in a business program, you can take some business courses at the same time when you're in the NorQuest bridging program. So you're completing a portion of your program. So these are few options. So even if you're not able to meet our admission requirement, we have options for you. We are not turning away you. We are saying, well, please don't go away. We have options for you. And there are ways that you can start education with us. And as I mentioned before, conditional admissions, we also offer for ESL program. So if you're in a CLB 5 level and you want to get a confirmed seat at that point in any program, even if it's going to take you 3 semesters or 4 semesters to complete your ESL, yes, you can apply. You can apply for that application, and then you can ask for a conditional admission. In that way, when we do a conditional admission, we actually reserve a seat for you. So we are not giving away that seat. You have a guaranteed seat in that program.
Okay, so let me stop you right there, because we've been into this for like over an hour now, and we really need to answer some questions, because there's lots, we need to listen to our audience, and a lot of people here, and so a lot of the people are asking different questions.
Sure. No worries. Yeah, please go ahead.
Jump to that, because it's already been a little while now. Sorry about that. So you're
no worries.
That 92 to 95% of your students find work upon graduation or after graduation, correct?
That is correct, yes.
That is a very, very high number. And that means that pretty much anyone that studies at NorQuest College finds a job upon graduation, because your programs are very much focused on industry needs, right?
Yes. It is only focused on industry need, I will say.
Right. And then there's also, because of the great synergy that we find in Canada between the public sector or the educational sector and the private sector, where they come together and together they put together the curriculum for the programs, and they have a lot of say into what goes into those programs, right?
That is correct.
So I want to talk about this. A lot of people are asking, as you know, in times that we're living right now, a lot of people are considering studying in Canada as a mean to immigrate. And you're an immigration consultant, you know that reality. What can you tell, what does Alberta in particular offer to international students that study a diploma, a postgraduate diploma, or bachelor's degree in Canada, as opposed to other provinces?
Sure, definitely. Yeah, and that's my slide that I'm showing here. So we have what is called Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. It's called AINP. So in this, we have 2 main programs, Alberta Opportunity Stream and Alberta Express Entry. So in the Alberta Opportunity Stream, we have a 6 months experience that is required. So if any students who study in Alberta in a public institution, and they study a 2-year diploma, or they study a 1-year post diploma or a post baccalaureate, they only need 6 months experience in their own field of study. And after that, they need to have a job, and plus they have to give an IELTS exam, and they need a 5 IELTS. And based on that, they can apply for the Alberta Opportunity Stream ANP stream. So they are eligible at that point to apply for it. And also the paid internship that I have mentioned. So any experience that student accumulate through paid internship is counted towards a 6 months experience. So in our business program, as I mentioned, we have 4 months to 8 months paid internship options. So those 4 to 8 months will be counted towards the 6 months, provided students get it. And so that's one, but again, it's in their own field. So the main thing to focus on Alberta Opportunity Stream is that the experience has to be in their own field of study. And then of course there is Alberta Express Entry. So Express Entry is the way how Canadian immigration works. So in Express Entry, there are 1,200 points. And right now, most applicant need around, I would say, 470 to 480 in order to be qualify and get invite for the application to permanent residency. But in Alberta, the Alberta Express Entry, we go as down as 300 points. So we had our latest draw in our Express Entry, and applicant who were 308, 309 also were called. And the main criteria in Alberta Express Entry is that a student has the applicant has 1 year work experience in Alberta. They have studied in Alberta, which means they have ties in Alberta. And they also have an employment in Alberta. And when they're filling their Express Entry application, they have mentioned they want to live in Alberta. So those are the 2 main streams which make things very easy. So if anyone who is older than 35 or even older than 40, they have a very high chance of being selected in Alberta Express Entry, because they usually struggle in getting higher scores in Express Entry, and other provinces, it will be very hard for them. So these are the 2 main, I would say, streams, and they're very simple to understand, and they are very, very attractive. And we are getting a lot of students who are even migrating within Canada to Alberta for these 2 streams. And as I mentioned, Alberta is a big province, so there are a lot of opportunities for students to find employment. Sorry, go ahead, Bruno.
Okay, so all they have to do is to, let's say they study a diploma or postgraduate program at NorQuest College, just finish the program, start working. After 6 months of working, they pretty much qualify either under the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program or the Alberta Express Entry. The number of points they need is much lower than other provinces. In British Columbia, I think it's 475, 480. Here it's only 300. So it's a lot easier to qualify for that program.
Yeah, that is correct. And in the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program, Alberta has the second most highest nominations in Canada. So the highest nominations are in Ontario, 7,000, and the second highest is in Alberta, 6,200. So the Alberta gives more nominations than British Columbia itself.
Okay. All right. So this is important. Now, we talked about the co-op program. There are lots of questions about what kind of work can student expect while they're studying and also upon graduation.
Okay. So in the co-op, it's mainly related to their own field of study. So for example, if you are in a healthcare aid program, you'll be going and working in health facilities. So there are a range of health facilities. It could be, so when any student who's going for a practicum, they go and talk to their, what we call is a placement officer. So the placement officer will say, well, these are the options. These are option number 1, option number 2, option number 3. And then the students say, well, this place is far away from my place. This place is closer. I like to work in this place. So there are options for them to choose. So they do have a say in itself. Of course, in some times, because we are in COVID times, so a lot of the places may be a little more cautious. So even in our healthcare aid program, nursing program, our placements have limited right now. So we are not giving that many options. So we have options, okay, with this hospital is only allowing students to go for COVID due to COVID restrictions and all that. So the student have a lot of options when they're going for the COVID, for their placements and all that. And they're mainly related to their own field of study. When they graduate, I think the students have a lot of opportunities within their own field of study. As I mentioned, our programs are aligned with the job market within the city. And sometimes what I've seen, I'll be honest with that, that usually the employability of the international students, what we call is employability lag. So for international students, as compared to permanent resident and Canadian citizen, there is a 3-year lag. So whatever immigrants or a Canadian citizen reaches in their employability opportunity, international students little bit are lag, but they can definitely get into the entry-level positions in their own field of study after they complete the programs.
Okay, I got a couple of questions on residency. You don't have a student residence at the college, correct?
No, we don't have, because we have a downtown campus, but we do give them options. As I mentioned, it's very affordable in the apartments, and we also work with the capital housing. So there are options. We can definitely guide students about where they can live and all that, options within the Edmonton city.
Okay, the next intake will be January 2021.
Yeah, so we are accepting application for September 2020 and January 2021, and also even May 2021, because we open our application 11 months in advance. For September 2020, we are only accepting right now applications for students who have visas, but if any student is interested, yeah, they can connect with us, or they can connect with you probably. And then we can look into the opening application for September itself. But yeah, mainly we are seeing new applicants applying for January and May.
Are most of your programs available in January as well?
We do. I think we offer 7 to 8 programs out of our, I would say 17, 18 programs. So 50% of our programs are available in January. But of course, like many institutions, all our programs are offered in September. But in our September 2021, we will start accepting applications on the 1st of October this year.
Okay. Ivan Garay Martinez had a lot of questions, and one of his questions was the cost of living, in general in Edmonton. I think you covered that between 700 and 1,500 per month. That's housing, food, And then already in the cost of tuition fee, well, the cost of education, you had the bus pass or the
U-Pass.
And
Yes,
insurance. So there's not much. Well, there's a Starbucks or movies or stuff that this is discretionary expenses.
Of course.
But that's pretty much it, right? There's not much else to do.
No, there's nothing much. So I'm telling the all-inclusive price. Yes.
Okay. We had some questions about the difference between a certificate and a diploma. I explained already. This is certificate is a 1-year program. Diploma is a 2-year program.
Yeah.
The difference between a certificate is that a certificate will give you, which is a 1-year program, will give you a 1-year postgraduate work permit, as opposed to a diploma, which is for 2 years, will give you a 3-year postgraduate, up to 3-year postgraduate work permit, which is quite interesting. Gives you more time to establish yourself and to qualify to apply for the permanent residency. It's definitely one of the provinces in Canada where it's easier to immigrate as opposed to other provinces like British Columbia or Ontario, where which are the two main focal points. And there's a lot of people in those provinces that are here or are still applying, and so it kind of it jams everybody together. And outside of these places, it's sometimes and often a lot easier. Okay, we have some question that I'm trying to read as I speak here, which have some questions. Rosalinda, if you're online, you wanna take some of the questions with me, and maybe in Spanish. We could switch to Spanish. And I want to talk also a little bit about financing. En tiempos de COVID hemos visto muchos clientes nos han comentado o pedido por opciones de financiamiento, y les quiero comentar una opción que tenemos con proveedores de clase con quien hemos hecho alianzas estratégicas. Son empresas mexicanas que ofrecen financiamiento a estudiantes que van al extranjero y ofrecen financiamiento parcial o total de los estudios, incluyendo costos de vivienda. Aquí en la pantalla pueden ver unas ideas, unos ejemplos. Si fuera un financiamiento de 175,950 pesos, se podría financiar a 24 meses por más o menos 9,726 pesos, o si fuera 36 meses por 7,340 pesos. Eso es una idea. Podremos también hablar de un programa donde el repago de este financiamiento se hace con una cantidad menor al inicio, y una vez que ya empiezan a trabajar, cargarles con pagos un poco más fuertes, como se ve en la parte de abajo de la pantalla. Son ideas de financiamiento. Obviamente cada quien está sujeto a un cierto monto financiable. Es cuestión de decir a su consultor de Class Education para que los pongamos en contacto con la empresa y que le hagan un estudio socioeconómico de 5 o 10 minutos, y en tan poquito tiempo podemos ver cuál es su capacidad de préstamo y hablar con ellos para ver este monto, si se financia a 6 meses, 1 año, 2 años, hasta 5 años, es decir, 60 meses. La idea es hacer planes de repagos cómodos, donde uno no se siente tan apretado, con la posibilidad de siempre hacer pagos más fuertes o liquidar inclusive todo el préstamo si lo deseamos sin ninguna penalty. Los préstamos se hacen en pesos mexicanos, y aunque se puede mover el peso, los préstamos van a seguir en el mismo monto. Entonces, sabemos que puede ser eso la diferencia, y por eso lo comentamos en esos webinarios. Si les interesa, no duden en escribirnos y les pondremos en contacto con nuestras empresas, alianzas que ofrecen financiamiento en México. Okay? Okay, I was just talking about financing options in Mexico, Shoaib, something that's becoming quite in demand, especially in times of COVID. Les recuerdo que mientras NorQuest College es una institución pública, por lo cual mientras está estudiando un diploma o un certificado o una licenciatura o un posgrado en esa institución, usted podrá trabajar medio tiempo al mismo tiempo que estudia, trabajar tiempo completo durante las épocas de vacaciones, y conseguir un permiso laboral de 1 a 3 años, según si estudian un certificado, un diploma o un posgrado, hasta 3 años para trabajar legalmente en Canadá. Y como nos acaba de comentar nuestro invitado, a los 6 meses que están trabajando ya calificarán para aplicar por la residencia permanente. ¿Ok? Cosas muy importantes, muy interesantes. También si son una pareja o una familia, otro beneficio del gobierno federal es que mientras uno está estudiando, tiene el permiso de trabajar medio tiempo, pero su pareja puede trabajar tiempo completo en Canadá mientras su pareja está estudiando. Y si tienen hijos, los hijos desde 5 años por arriba pueden estudiar gratuitamente toda la primaria, secundaria y prepa gratuitamente en Canadá por el mismo programa con su visa de estudio y trabajo. ¿Ok? Beneficios muy, muy interesantes. Saurabh, you told us earlier today in a conversation that if someone was in an English pathway program with the NorQuest College and registered for a program with you, let's say a diploma with you, not only could they go, if they went as a family or as a couple, the other person could also work while the student is studying English, right? We cannot. You're on mute.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, that is correct because I'm driving that information from the eligibility. So if anybody, like the eligibility from the IRCC is for the open work permit, is that the spouse of the person who's getting sponsored here has a valid study permit. They are a full-time student at a public institution such as a college or a university. Yeah, then they can definitely apply for an open work permit. So yeah, we have seen many students, but again, it's not guaranteed, of course, because the IRCC will make the final determination of the eligibility. But yes, they can apply and they can get an open work permit as a spouse as well.
Okay. Esteban Terraza is asking us if there are employment opportunities in the tech sector in Edmonton.
Yes, there are. And again, we are going to offer more programs in technology. So we are going to offer programs like energy management, artificial intelligence, but we don't have it right now. And there are opportunities in those sectors. It's becoming, Edmonton is becoming also one of the hubs for programmers, artificial intelligence and machine learning industries as well. So a lot of those digital and IT companies are coming to Edmonton. And so you'll see in the future, our programs are more aligned to that.
Okay. We have Maria Fernanda Amaya who's asking, do you have you open registration and you still have room for business and administration diploma for January 21, I believe you
Yes. Yeah, we do have spots for that, yes.
Okay, and so my recommendation to anyone interested, it's probably a very popular program. So I would say start your application process right away because there are delays also in the visa area right now. So I would start right away, get your letter of acceptance and start your visa process so everything goes smoothly before your departure.
Yeah. And
we had go ahead.
Yeah, just to add, like our processing time for offer letters are pretty quick. So if as class education already works, so you can definitely submit your application through class education, and then it takes usually anywhere between 2 days to 1 week to get an offer letter.
No, very, very fast. Okay. Ana Laura Bucio is saying that she wants to apply to this college. This is her first option. I'm interested in childhood education program diploma. Again, this program does this program start in January as well?
Yes, so we offer early learning in childcare in 3 semesters. We offer in September, January, and May.
Okay, so again, Anna, you should start your application process now. This is probably a highly competitive program. Lots of work, that means lots of people want to go into it. So it's probably a good idea to start as soon as possible. So we'll wait for your information, Ana Laura Bucio. We'll wait, leave us your contact information so we can start the process with you. Lots of people are giving us their email and their WhatsApp phone number, their cell number as well now. Do you take any other English tests than IELTS to enter the program?
Yes, so we accept usually the 3 tests. So we offer IELTS, the famous IELTS. We accept TOEFL. Right now in COVID times, we are also accepting Duolingo. So if anybody is not able to give IELTS and TOEFL because of COVID, they can definitely give a Duolingo. So for our business program, we are accepting a Duolingo of 105. And then for our other programs in health and community studies, we're accepting a Duolingo score of 115, which is equivalent to 6.5 with no band less than 6.
Okay. So a diploma 105 and postgraduate 150.
Yeah.
Okay. Any program or certificate or diploma in education is asking Carla Elena.
Yeah, so in education, we have educational assistant. We also have a post-baccalaureate in teaching in English as an additional language. In early learning, it could be, but yeah, to some extent, I would say early learning as well. That is also if you want to become a kindergarten teacher and work in a daycare to some extent as well.
Okay, so again, as you said earlier, all these are very much in demand. There's lots of work opportunities in those fields, so probably a good way to start your career in Edmonton. Ray Mendoza is asking for your email. So we answered him that all communication for efficiency purposes can be directed to us.
Yes.
Would you be available sometime, Suraj, later on this week or next week if someone wanted to do a one-on-one meeting with you? Would you be available? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone quien está interesado en hacer otra llamada personalizada con nosotros y con Saurabh, adelante, avísenos, podemos tenerlo en la línea con nosotros en Zoom o en Skype o lo que sea para hablar de casos específicos de cada quien de ustedes. Okay? Okay, we already talked about the strong economy and the cost of living. We talked about the high percentage of graduate employment upon graduates from the college. Basically, someone that doesn't work coming out of NorQuest College is someone that doesn't want to work, maybe, right? Because of 95%, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think there are a lot of opportunities. Of course, I think we give our best shot to prep students in their skill development and all that. Of course, with the slowdown in economy a little bit because of COVID, of course, our employment rate have been a little bit impacted, but the economies are opening up again in Canada. Then probably all the audience already know. So all the sectors in business as well as educational, the schools are opening up. So things are getting back on track right now. I think there was a little bit disruption in the economy because of pandemic, and that's probably the worldwide thing.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? Let's talk about COVID.
Yes.
What is the situation specifically in Edmonton or in Alberta? I think you're doing quite well. So is BC, so is the rest of Canada, really. Canada's done, I think, a terrific job, dealing with this pandemic. We had lots of services, but really, what is the situation in your province, in your city right now?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So we do have a relaunch strategy by Alberta. So we are going into phases relaunch. So right now the cases are really down. There are no new cases coming for the last 3 days. I'm just talking about the recent update. And there has been less than 100 people who have died. And of course, there are still people who are infected. There are some mandatory, I would say, measures that provinces have taken. A mandatory mask in the public space, a mandatory those kind of things. But I think the economy-wise, there's a relaunch. There were phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 launch. Right now we are in the phase 3. And then we are probably 70 to 80% open of our economy. So the students, I'm talking to a lot of students who were in their part-time jobs that got impacted a little bit. For 2-3 months now, they're getting back to work. Things are opening back again. And I think we are hoping that by October, things will be back on track. And that's when the launch 4 says happen, that in the middle of October, 15th October is when things will be back on track. Also, the schools are opening up, and our college right now is offering all the programs through online. But in January 2021, we are also planning to go back to campus and then to offer everything on campus. So I think it's opening up and things are getting back on track.
Right. Okay, so now we're back to the new normal, but by
Yes.
October and later on this fall, we'll back to the maybe original normal or maybe
Yes.
an adaptation of that. So yeah, it's pretty much the same in the rest of Canada. And you know, only about 100 deaths only in the whole province of Alberta, which is very, very low. But yeah, so we're strongly coming out of this, and I think, you know, the rest of the year will be slower, but by the end of the year, we'll be back to normal. Okay. So January semester will be presential. This semester will be both on a hybrid, online and on campus.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the application date to apply for January? Is it open already, or
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is already open, and it will be open until the end of October. So we close our applications 2 months before the start of the program because we think that it takes that much time to people to get visas, and we open our application 11 months in advance. So it has been open, our January applications, since 1st of February. And also even right now, students can even apply for our May intake as well.
Okay, so it's already open. Very good. Quien esté interesado en los programas de NorQuest College o cualquier otra institución con quien Class Education trabaja, en la pantalla en este momento pueden ver nuestros datos, sitio web, redes sociales, WhatsApp, correo. Estamos a sus órdenes para apoyarlos. Quien desea dejarnos sus datos aquí o en el Facebook en este momento lo pueden hacer también. Estamos aquí para apoyarlos. Toda la parte de pedir los documentos que necesitamos para el programa, toda esta parte de documentos que se requieren, traducción de los mismos, todo eso lo hacemos a través de Class Education. Estamos aquí para apoyarlos. Entonces, lo único que necesitamos hablar primero es iniciar la discusión sobre qué programa le interesa. De ahí le mandamos detalles del programa, los costos, y una vez que eligen el programa, ya le damos listas de documentos que necesitamos para hacer su registro primero. Una vez que recibimos su carta de aceptación, ya le mandamos otra lista de documentos que necesitamos para hacer su visa de estudio y trabajo. Y también tenemos un departamento en Class Education que se encarga de hacer las visas para nuestros alumnos y sus familias, si es el caso. Entonces, realmente están bien servidos, bien asistidos en hacer que todo eso va caminando bien. Como dijo Shoaib, ahorita es momento de aplicar hasta octubre las aplicaciones para enero 2021, pero primero que llega es primero que aparta su lugar, entonces sería bueno iniciar los procesos, ¿ok? Me pregunta Carla Elena. Carla Elena from the Zoom is asking me, Shoaib, regardless of quarantine and COVID-19, can we go to study in Canada now? The answer is the border is still closed. If you have a current study visa, you could enter Canada. If you do not have a visa yet that was issued prior to March 18th, you cannot enter Canada at this point. But we believe, we'll see what happens, but that our government is about to make some pretty big announcements, maybe in the next few days, next few weeks. Lots of pressure to reopen the border, as well as to let international students in. There will be a process in place for students to register, for students to self-isolate for the first 14 days in the country. But we believe that this is going to happen, and I think it's going to happen over the next few days. What do you think, Shoaib?
I would probably say I'll echo your message that yes, you're right. I think right now the students only who can enter is who have got visas on or before March 18th. And they'll be needing a supporting letter right now in the current system to enter Canada. And we are giving supporting letter to students so they can use it to come in. And also you're right, I think even as the government is looking to bring student in or opening the borders for international student, there will be that 14-day quarantine as per the Quarantine Act. And just to add to that, we are also providing support to international students. So we have partnered with few of the hotels close to the airport. And we also have partnered with the University of Alberta residents. So if a student need to quarantine, we can give them options on their arrival, and they will have accommodation and food both included in that. So we can definitely help students with that. Even we have a taxi because when a student come into Canada, they cannot use the public transportation. they have to use a private transportation, and they have to provide that information to CBSE officer. So we also have partnered with one of the taxi services in Edmonton. So we can support students, during their quarantine, transportation and all that, while they're coming to Canada.
Okay, Christian Arismendi is asking, what's the cost of early learning and childcare? Again, I think it's the 5th person to ask for that today. I believe the cost was $15,500 per year. It's a 2-year program. It's a diploma. There was also a question about the cost of education assistant. Do you about the same? I would say it's about the same. I'm thinking.
Yeah, it is roughly around 15.5 to 16. Yeah, between that, roughly around that. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a lot. Hay muchas preguntas más. La gente nos está dejando sus datos. No vamos a poder seguir con las preguntas, pero el equipo de clase sigue allá a sus órdenes. Cualquier otra pregunta, no duden en contactarnos a través de la información que aparece en la pantalla donde nos pueden contactar. Y si desean hacer una reunión con nuestro invitado, nada más avísenos, lo podemos coordinar y con mucho gusto, según su horario, lo podemos armar para hacerlo en los próximos días. I'm just going to scroll on and see if we have any more questions. Oh, there's a question on payment. So payment, you can pay by semester. You can pay the whole thing in 1 year, obviously, but you can also pay by semester, correct?
Yeah, so I think in the payment, the student pays semester by semester only. We usually recommend student to pay within the first week of joining the classes. If they don't pay within the 1 week of joining the classes and they wait until 1 month, there's a $100 late fee that they have to pay. But they can pay even until 1 month, 1.5 months into the program also. But we don't recommend that because they have to pay late fee there.
Okay, yeah. I think also for visa situation, I think it's always pay before you arrive,
That is correct,
Stephanie is asking, I'll read the question in Spanish. Mi pregunta es si la carrera de nutrición está considerado dentro de la categoría de salud y qué porcentaje de conseguir trabajo existe. Stephanie is asking about nutrition. Is it in the category of, is it considered in the health category? And what's the employability of that program?
So so nutrition comes under the health. We don't have the program for that. And there could be a reason that they are. I will not say that there's not much employment opportunities, but it is more on the, I think, dietitian and all those kind of things. We used to have a dietitian program, but we discontinued because we were seeing less employment outcomes. And what we were seeing that students who are looking for dietitian and those kind of programs, it's better they do what we call is a bachelor's holistic program. So if they do a 4-year bachelor's program, they have a better job outcome rather than a diploma or a certificate. So that's why we discontinued that program.
Okay. There's a couple of questions from Ana Laura again about what is the age requirement? Minimum is 18. Is there a maximum age requirement?
No, there is no maximum age requirement from admission point of view, but minimum is 18. And the reason why minimum is 18, because the practicum sites does not allow minors to come in, and the age of minor or major in Alberta is 18.
Okay. Dirce Herrera saying she wants to apply for September. She already has the funds, which is a good thing. However, I'm married and I just had a baby a couple of months ago. I want to move with my family. Is this possible? We talked about this briefly. Yes, it is possible. Dirce, tú podrías entrar a Canadá, bueno, aplicas, tú puedes recibir tu permiso de estudio y trabajo al medio tiempo, estudio tiempo completo y trabajo medio tiempo, donde puedes trabajar medio tiempo mientras estudias. Tu pareja, en ese caso tu esposo, me imagino, podrá trabajar tiempo completo mientras tú estás estudiando. Durante las épocas de vacaciones podrás tú trabajar también tiempo completo o seguir a medio tiempo. Y al graduarte de tu programa obtendrás un permiso laboral hasta por 3 años y tu esposo seguirá con su mismo permiso de trabajo por 3 años. ¿Ok? Y como explicó nuestro invitado, a los 6 meses que ya estás trabajando en tu área de estudio después de graduarte, podrás aplicar por la residencia permanente. ¿Ok? Entonces, la respuesta corta a tu pregunta es sí, sí, sí. Puedes aplicar, puedes venir a Canadá con tu esposo y con tu hijo, estudiar, trabajar y emigrar aquí, como dice el título de nuestro webinario el día de hoy. Okay, I think we're getting through the bottom of the questions. A lot of them are repeating themselves, so we'll call that because it's all been a very long webinar. Thank you very much for all your information, Surab. I'll leave you another 30 seconds to say goodbye and see if you have some last comments you want to make.
Yeah, sure. I would probably say in the end is that for the students that to apply now, because I think what we are seeing right now, our January intake and May intake are getting very full because we did get some deferrals. So if you're looking to study this year, you should have to apply right now. If you wait another month, most of the seats will be full at NorQuest College, and I'll say probably in other institutions as well. And then maybe you have to plan for September 2021. So if you want to start your studies this year, please apply right now. And again, Class Education is our premier partner in Mexico, and they know our processes and applications. So please apply now if you have plans to study in year 2020. And again, as in the end, I'll say probably Alberta is a great place. We do have a Latin population within the Edmonton city. It's not as big as the major cities, but we do have big immigrant groups. We have a big Colombian community, Spanish speaking. We have big El Salvadorian community, and we also have a small Mexican and Brazilian community as well. So you'll not be the alone who can speak Spanish. Even within our own institution, we have a lot of Spanish speakers as our employees. And also we have a lot of students, as I mentioned before, who are immigrants or permanent resident, who are coming from your culture, who speaks the same language, who you will be interacting with when you come to NorQuest College.
But Canadians are also very nice people.
Yes, Canadians, yes, expert. Yeah, so I think, yes.
You should hang out with Canadians anyway.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, definitely, yes.
Anyway, we also have a quick question, the last question I want to take. Arturo Gomez is saying, what's the maximum age to apply for permanent residency? If you do the school.
I have our older student in international. We got one student from Jamaica. That student was, you'll not believe it, but was 63 years old. And that student came, they studied in a diploma. They didn't have any chance of getting immigration in any other province. And then they came and they did their business program and they got their immigration through Alberta Opportunity Stream. So in Alberta Opportunity Stream, even if you are a very, very mature applicant, you don't have any advantage or disadvantage. Whereas in the express entry system, yes, your age plays a big role. How much marks you get and how much score you get is dependent on that. And even in the pool, I have seen a pool is done by algorithms. So pool also prioritize people who are younger than 45. But in the Alberta Opportunity Stream, age does not play a role at all. And also from the admission point of view, we don't look at the age when you're doing admissions.
Never, yeah, okay. Ok, Ana Laura Bucio, espero que escuchaste esta respuesta, entonces tú no tienes por qué preocuparte por esta parte. Okay, so I will let it there for now. Thank you very much again, Surab, for all your comments and all the presentation. It was great having you on. I'm sure this information was very valuable to our audience. Muchas gracias a todos por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Otra vez, nuestros datos están ahí. Si están interesados y quieren hablar con Surab, adelante, lo podemos canalizar a través de su asesor de Class Education. Solamente déjanos sus datos y con mucho gusto lo haremos. Muchas gracias otra vez a todo el equipo de Class que hizo eso posible al contestar las preguntas en vivo en Facebook y en Zoom y al hacer esta presentación el día de hoy. Muchas gracias a la audiencia por acompañarnos. Nos vemos el día jueves para nuestro próximo webinario a la misma hora, mismo canal. Surab, otra vez, again, sorry, thank you. It was great seeing you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your day in the Sunshine City. And, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity. And stay safe, everybody.
Gracias. Buenas noches a todos. Hasta luego. Hasta el jueves.